Libra, and welcome to your June 2021 reading. Let's look into your energy today for the sun, moon, and rising signs. If you don't know your sun, moon, and rising sign, you can look in the description box down below for a free site that will take you to what you need. If this reading does not resonate with you, remember that energies can be reversed, means that you can assign the roles any way you like. But stick around because there may be something in the reading that you need to hear. These messages are timeless, and that means that even if you were to listen to this message a year from now or 2 years from now, if God brought you here, it's because there's something in it for you, whether it's today or in the future. If this reading does not resonate with you, it just means that I'm not picking up on your specific energy at the time. If there are cards in here that you want to resonate with you, but they're just not yet, that's okay, because all you have to do is go to the video, What Are They Thinking About You, April 2021, and at the end of that video, it explains on how to raise your vibration in order to match the cards that you're looking at and that you're wanting to bring into your life. Because all of manifestation is in your hands anyway, so if there's things in here that you like, great. Use it. If there's things in here that you don't like and it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay too. During this reading, the angels are bringing the Holy Fire Reiki energy to you. And at the end of this video, I will release the trapped emotions for your sign. I will let you know what essential oils and maybe even some crystals that can help maximize your energy. So check out the description box down below for all the details. If you like this reading or you were entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. This way you can get notified as soon as I post something new. So before we get started, what I'm going to do is talk about some major things that are going to be happening in June so that you can understand where we're going before we get into your actual reading. There's a new moon solar eclipse that's going to be happening on June 10th. We're going to talk about that. Also, Mercury Retrograde is going to be for the entire month of June. And then we just got out of a lunar eclipse, which you probably should be still feeling some of the effects from, which was really wild, crazy energy. So if you've been feeling off balance, that's why. I did a video about the lunar eclipse. That will be in the description box down below so that you can get some more information about that. And it's for all signs, so you can watch your sign or all of the signs. Doesn't really matter how you do it. It's going to be a very intense month from mid-May until the end of July. And that's just because of everything that's happening. But this month is very important for people because it's about changes. It's about surprises. It's about making the instability stable again. So eclipses, whether they are lunar or solar, the eclipses are very important because they make things appear, things that you didn't know before. Like for instance, there was a friend of mine who we went over her retirement for her, and she didn't realize how close she was to retirement because she just assumed that this pension was going to take care of her instead of realizing that she could have just taken that money out and put it in a Roth IRA, and then she could build up her own money for herself opposed to giving it to the pension. That when she passes, the pension takes your money. You know, they may take care of you while you're alive, but what happens to your family and that extra money, that extra growth, right? She doesn't get the extra growth. The family would only get whatever she put in, which was very small compared to the growth, right? So that's what I'm saying. Something like that. You can get really big things that make sudden life changes for you, that make you go, you know, I really need to take a look at that again. And that's what's so important about the eclipse season, about the retrogrades. Please don't fear any of this stuff because it's the thing that you go, man, I wish I knew that, because if I would have known that, I would have made a different decision. And it really is it can be a very positive experience for you if you go into the mindset that way. Instead of the mindset of, oh my gosh, changes in my life, I think I'm done. You know what I mean? We don't need to do that, right? Okay. So, very interesting things. We're going to talk a little bit about Mercury Retrograde first before I get into your reading as well, because you need to know some things. Mercury Retrograde is about misunderstandings, miscommunication, restlessness. You might be jumping around to a bunch of ideas. So you may be feeling the effects of the lunar eclipse that we just had, where you might be feeling like you're pulled in a million places, or you just have so many ideas of things that you want to do. When we're in Mercury retrograde, We want to make sure that we don't jump to conclusions. That's really important. We want to make sure that we kind of wait on major decisions. It's not that you can't make major decisions. It's just really a month of planning is better. Because what can happen is if you make major decisions, quick major decisions like, let's get married. You know what I mean? Like you just met a person and you want to get married right away. It could turn into disappointment. You could backtrack a lot in the relationship, lots of redos. And then also we have where there's probably, because of the solar eclipse, there's probably going to be a large correction in the stock market, but it's going to be temporary. So those people who have money in the stock market, the best thing that we always do is we always just stay. Don't freak out. Don't pull your money out and create a panic. Because it's possible there's going to be a correction because of the energy and the planets. And so just be aware of that and take a deep breath, and whatever you do, try not to do major things like pulling all of your money out of the stock market because there was a correction and now you're like, oh, we're going to lose all of our money because of, in our Bitcoin and everything. Just don't do that. Just say, you know what, if I'm going to make any major decisions, it's going to be in the middle of July or the end of July. I'm just not going to do it right now, but I will make the decision. I'm just not going to do it right now. Because finances is a big thing with all of those planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Aquarius, all of those planets. Finances is really big for that. And finance is also really big when we're talking about the Mercury retrograde as well. We could spend too much, or we could plan for our future. So it's really whatever decision you're going to make. New moon solar eclipse is in Gemini on June 10th. That could bring on a correction around that area. But right after that, though, Mars goes into Leo on June 11th, which is going to give everybody the courage to push forward to their goals. So even though we're going to be in Mercury retrograde, you are going to get this feeling of wanting to push it forward towards your goals. And that's fine. Just make sure that we're not starting a brand new business. It's good to start a business, but make sure we're in the planning stage and that you actually do the launch after the Mercury retrograde, which is July, the middle of July, okay? Now, June 12th, then we have Venus is very powerful, and then you're going to want to feel like going to parties and love and creativity and all of those things. And then June 13th, you're going to get more secrets revealed by the sun, because the sun is going to start shining bright and big in the solar system. So we're all going to get illuminated as well. So it's going to be a very, very powerful month. My job for you is to give you as much information as you can so that you can move through it. Please use the support of your friends. Maybe I'll even post a suicide hotline in case some of you guys need to talk to someone and you don't want to talk to your friends. Because I'm not saying it's going to be that horrible, but it depends on your astrology and what you're going through in life and how many changes you're going to have. And so what I'm saying is the energy won't last forever. So for those of you who are feeling like you can't do this anymore or whatever, that could be a feeling, because whenever the energy is big and we're not understanding it, or we're not linking two and two together, then we could have that feeling. Some things that you want to remember for the Mercury retrograde is that you might be forgetful. It's going to pass. All of this is going to pass. You might have a hard time making up your mind about things. You might change your mind a lot, going back and forth. You might second guess yourself. You might have issues with your cell phone, your computer, your electronic devices. You might need to plan a little bit better for trips, road trips and car trips and plane trips. Just make sure you leave a lot earlier and a lot for more time. Like, don't leave at the last minute, because Mercury rules over communication and travel. So make sure that you are just giving yourself ample amount of time when you're driving. Try to get your car serviced before the retrogrades next time. And if you didn't do it, make sure you do it after the retrograde. Get your car serviced, get your cell phones and things like that repaired and stuff after the retrograde, unless you need it repaired right now. But just be aware that there could be a lot of back and forth with the repairs, and just let it go. Be what it is. Be very fluid through this time. It's not really a good time for making contracts. You can do it. You just have to look at all the details. You can't just go, okay, and sign it like you could at a non-retrograde time, or you have before at other times and everything was worked out, because you might not have all of the information to make a great deal. So that's why you don't really want to do contracts or promises or something like that during the retrograde. It's just because you may not have all of the information. You might want to buy something and think it's a great deal and then want to sign the contract, but then right after Mercury retrograde, it goes on sale. So that's why you kind of want to wait. And so if you can wait, just say, hey, I'd love to do this with you. I think I'm just going to wait until the end of July. And I did that when I bought my house. So I found the house that I wanted during the retrograde, and I almost bought a house during the retrograde, but because I knew this, I was like, I don't know. And then I found out later that the house had a natural spring on it, and even the landscaper was like, I wouldn't have bought that house, which is really good because I ended up not buying that home because it was the retrograde. That's why I didn't buy it. And then I waited till right after into the shadow period. Then I found a house, and then we didn't actually sign the contract until the retrograde was completely over. So just so that you are aware of that, there are ways of working around it. And I was very clear with my realtor, I'm not buying a home during the retrograde. My realtor probably thought I was crazy because she didn't really know much about it, and I understand. But I know. And if you know, you can just be like, hey, if we can hold off on this, I'd like to. Now, if you've already been making plans for something for a really long time and the event happened in the retrograde, it's supposed to, and that's okay. So I have a lot of people who've been looking for jobs, and they're like, oh, am I not supposed to take a job right now? No, if you've been doing it well before, then yes, you totally can. If this is something that you've been doing for right before the retrograde and then it just popped up. Now, if a job pops up in the retrograde that you had not in your awareness, that could be a good thing because of the solar eclipse, but it might not be a good thing too. So be careful and make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's and check every detail and ask for more information. Don't just assume. Don't assume anything during the retrograde. Make sure you're very clear about your communication. Make sure you know all the details about the job. Make sure that you know everything, and see if maybe you can't hold off on actually signing the contract until the shadow period at least. Those are some things to kind of look at. I'll put the link to the dates of the Mercury retrograde in the description box down below as well, so that you can click on that and you can see all of the dates for the Mercury retrograde, so you can plan your life accordingly and just in a very good way. All right, Libra, let's get started. We're going to be releasing the trapped emotions of being lost that's held in your heart since the age of 3, and guilt in your gallbladder at the age of 6. That'll be at the end of this video. We'll also talk about what essential oils and crystals for you to use. All right, and I just want to thank all the subscribers. I'm really close to hitting my goal of 500. And I thank you for all the comments and the likes and the donations. The donation link is in the description box down below for those of you who feel inclined to do that, and I appreciate those who do. You don't have to, but when you do, I always send blessings to everybody, but when you do, you get an extra blessing, of course, right? And it's always good karma if you feel like I'm helping you. All right, so we're looking for only the highest and best truth for the Libra Collective's highest and best good. Oops, for their high, and looking for the most accurate answers. Wow, that was an interesting shuffle. Okay, one more shuffle, and let's see the cross. And I like to lay down the cards. Ooh. Okay, so this is for the month of June. This is for the Mercury retrograde, the solar eclipse. It's for all of that energy, just to see where Libra is going and what kind of energy he or she is going to be in. Okay, yes, truth. Okay, I'm gonna double. I always double these cards because I like to clarify what's happening, and it's beautiful. Wow, Libra, this is going to be good. Okay. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Wands. We'll talk about that in a second. And then we'll pull some more cards as we go. Your 9th house is going to be illuminated, which is because you're an air sign and Mercury retrograde is in an air sign of Gemini, then Libra, you are going to feel like stepping into the mental realm, like your mind, intellectual, talkative. You're going to be needing more mental stimulation. So this time of Mercury retrograde will be more favorable to you. You're going to feel very confident. You're going to want to study. You're going to want to do intellectual things, like maybe dive into your higher education if you're doing that, or maybe starting our higher education. That would be okay, even though we don't want to launch new things. But because your 9th house is illuminated, that would be something for you to look into for sure. You might be wanting to get a certification, so you might start looking around for something or professional training. You're definitely going to want to expand your mind. You're going to also want to be teaching others about the things that you've learned. It's a great time for publishing and marketing and advertising. Long distance travel, if you're starting to be interested in that, then you might be interested in it because it's going to stimulate the mind, because you're going to probably want to investigate it and study it. And as I contemplate on that, yeah, I do know some Libras that are looking like long distance for things and kind of planning things out long distance wise. So that does totally make sense. Okay, so moving on to what we see and what we have here. We have the overall energy in the Mercury Retrograde time period, and everything that's going to be happening in June is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands means good news. Definitely going to be in the form of communication. I see that in a lot of different places for Libra this month. And remember, this is a general reading. So it could be job offers for those of you who've been waiting for a job offer. You might get it in the month of June. If it's something that you've been waiting for a while and you feel the intuition inside to accept it, please don't wait until the retrograde is over to do that. I want you to really go inside always, no matter what I say. Go inside and feel your heart and listen to what God is telling you. Don't just believe any reader online. You need to go into your own self-reflection and make sure that that checks in with you. Definitely check the details though for whatever you accept and whatever you're going to do. You might want to express yourself in the writing. You might want to have some reminiscing chats with people. It'd be a great time for you to do that. It's going to be a good time for expressing yourself as well. So what I see is you're coming from a time period of maybe protection, protecting your heart, kind of guarding yourself a little bit because of maybe the energy was too big for you for the the lunar eclipse that we just had. So it's possible that you would have been in that kind of energy of just kind of protecting your heart and your mind and your stability and just creating balance in your life, because maybe you're starting to feel really unbalanced because the energy was so strong. So the energy that is for the month as well is definitely, we just talked about it, the teaching, the learning, the mental stimulation, all of those things. And what's crossing over that is actually the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is beautiful because it's a proposal. So I know some of you guys have been waiting for that. It could be romance, it could be a job, it could be new friends coming into your life, but you're definitely going to have something that's going to stimulate your mind and make you want to kind of dive into like research or dive into something. And so that's awesome. So that is really, really good. But be open to new things, because new things are going to be entering your life. Remember, we have all of those great days. The 10 is going to be kind of like surprising, but then 11, 12, 13 is going to be really beautiful with all the different planets that are going to start coming in and supporting that energy. I do see that you're wondering maybe about some deception that's been going on in your life, maybe about some things that maybe other people aren't seeing very clearly, or that you feel like is very strong negative energy in your experience, or in your that's coming toward, like that's been around you, and you're like, oh, like how much longer is this? How much longer is this? And I see that you're asking, well, is this new beginning going to happen? Is it going to be auspicious? You have the Ace of Pentacles, which is, are we going to be prosperous through this? Am I going to get a new property? Am I going to be happy? Is it going to be, like this? You just feel like it's been a while. This negativity's been going on for a while, and I just want it. Can it come a little bit more quicker, please? Like a lot of you guys, not that you're impatient, but you feel like you've waited long enough, right? And so you're asking, will you get what you need? Right? So let's see what they say. I do see that what's coming towards you is beautiful energy. It's actually the Seven of Cups, which is cups overflowing in all aspects of your life. So if you're asking this question, am I going to get? The answer is yes, it's coming towards you. That's the next energy that's coming in your existence. So you should be feeling this definitely in the month of June, because this isn't like a card that's like in the distance. This is like what the next energy, this is June, but then what's coming in is this one. Okay, you're gonna feel super talkative. You're gonna want to talk. You're gonna definitely, things are gonna come in that you're gonna want to talk about. It's gonna be good things. It's gonna be things that you need to get off your mind, but definitely you're gonna want to be talking to people, And you have someone in your life that wants to move on from something. And it's not necessarily you, but definitely wants to move out of an energy that they've been in for a long time. They're ready to close a door on an energy, and they're ready to move forward, which is very beautiful because we've had lots of deceptive, mean, cruel, devil energy that was happening to Libras. So it's very good that this person is finally, and it looks like it started at the lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse, that's right. Looks like it started at the lunar eclipse that they started to feel this energy of making the decision for them to move forward into a better place than they've been in for a really long time. So they are making that decision to move forward. So that's good for you. But the other thing with this is they feel like they're leaving a lot behind. So that's something they need to work through because they do have the fiery energy to move forward. And fire can also be an air sign. It could be someone who's, doesn't have to necessarily be an air sign, but somebody who is showing you the energy of an air sign. So it could be Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. All right? Beautiful. Now, the overall outcome that we have that's coming soon, so 1 to 3 months, is the King of Cups. So your person is going to start exhibiting the energy of a King of Cups, which is beautiful. The King of Cups is very charismatic, warm-hearted, sociable, empathetic, controlling their feelings for once. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Real romance, ideal romantic partners. This person is going to want to start to spend time with you. The only thing about this card is that it can be considered, the King of Cups comes with the half a cup of love though. So just kind of remember that it may not be the full thing that you're looking for, but hey, from what you've gotten in the past, it's better than nothing, right? So it's better to get something than nothing. And what they're asking you to do is that it's going to provide, you're going to be given the strength from the universe to move. As this person turns into this, you're going to get the strength in order to keep moving forward and keep moving on. And, you know, we know that this has been going on a while for you. So for some of you guys, so you know, you've been building up that strength muscle for a while. So you've been exercising that. So definitely you're going to have some more. And this is, she's taming the tiger, right? Taming this energy. This person is able to tame the energy and calm down, lion. You know what I mean? Calm down. Everything's going to be fine with his positivity. So in the overall energy is this right here that's happening in June is going to set you up for some serious success. So even through, if you feel like you're going through turmoil, if you feel like you're going through this kind of energy, which is not fun, and it's not saying you will, this is what you're asking about. This is the question you're asking about. I'm just saying that if you do feel that, if you start moving in that direction, just please focus yourself on the fact that you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is moving in the right direction. This person's moving in the right direction. And you're moving in the right direction. And you might be moving, like literally moving in the right direction. And this is the Ten of Cups, which is like, look how happy those people are. The kids are happy, the mom and dad, or the partners, or whoever's in this relationship, they're happy. Everybody's happy, you know, and there's a rainbow over it. And if there was a house right there, there'd be a rainbow over the house. It's like that beautiful and that wonderful. Let's go ahead and get some quick advice cards, and then we will show you what oils to use for the month, and then also show you or do the trapped emotions with you so that you can go on with your day. All right, so I'm looking for some awesome advice. Couple of advice for the Libra Collective, only accepting the highest and best truth for the Libra Collective, highest and best good. Bringing forth the most accurate information. Hope you guys are having a great 3-day weekend. I did not do videos yesterday because it was my son's birthday, and I just don't do things on my son's birthday because I don't do that. My children are the reason why I do everything, so. Okay, so some of the advice that you have. And let me get one more. There's one more that I would like to get. Let's see. They were showing me to get one more set of cards, and I couldn't remember what set it was, so I had to look at it. What one was that? Okay. Okay, here we go. First of all, the advice is that adjustments need to be required. So just continue to adjust, slowly make, assess your life and make adjustments, assess your life, make assessments. I can't even say the words, sorry about that. Because what's happening is the answers that you need are coming, so just wait. I know it's been difficult to wait. I know you've been waiting a long time. But it is going to require you stepping out of your comfort zone, having conversations that you might be uncomfortable with, having some... that's just what I'm hearing. I'm just hearing conversations that you're going to be uncomfortable with. So just because the next card they're showing me is relationships. You're going to have conversations in pretty much all of your relationships. So just make sure that you nurture yourself, take care of yourself. Don't forget you, Libra, as you move through all of this beautiful, wonderful energy, the energy of change, the energy of bringing your life into more balance and stability. As people move through their stuff, don't get hung up. Libras tend to get hung up and everybody else is trying to help them. And so we need to be really careful with that. That's kind of the messages that I'm getting today. The oils that you want to use, one is spearmint. So as you have those conversations, I don't know why everybody doesn't have spearmint this month, but you do. Spearmint is the oil of confident speech. So you're going to be talking and you're going to need to have some confidence in the way that you speak this month, and be relying and trusting in on what you're saying and what you believe, okay? And the other one is lemon myrtle. Lemon myrtle is a very bright and fresh smelling one. It's great if you like to clean. A lot of people use it for cleaning, but it's great for cutting through mental fogginess. And if you feel like you're on autopilot, you can use lemon myrtle to help you through that as well. It's great if you feel like you want to mentally shut down, because remember, you're going to want to be mentally in your mind, and the more you can do that, the better it's going to be for you this month. Okay, if you get lost in your circulating thoughts or unproductive thoughts, lemon myrtle would be really great for you to help you eradicate those thoughts. And it will invigorate your mind, because that's what you're wanting this month. So if you're wanting stimulation, this is what you want. It's going to also help you to release toxicity that you've unconsciously absorbed from other people, from other social events, from things of just dispelling negativity all around. So this is going to be a really great one. I don't remember if doTERRA sells this or not, but those of you who have doTERRA already, this is great. I'll put the doTERRA in the description box down below, and you can take a look at that. And just, I don't know, kind of see. Those of you who've never done doTERRA before, you might want to start with the starter kit. It's just the easiest and most cheapest way to go, because you get a $35 membership is waived with the kit. So then it becomes free. Otherwise, I strongly suggest that you buy a $35 membership so that you can get 25% off of everything for a year. Because if you're listening to me, I'm going to tell you what oils to use all the time. So you might as well start building up your arsenal, right? This oil will help you with positive, clear thinking, and this oil will help you to say it. Ooh, that's good. I like that, Libra. That's beautiful. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is what? Crystal. You can put in your pocket, or you can wear as a necklace, or you can, I don't know, whatever you want to do. Wear as a bracelet. But for those men listening, I know a lot of guys walking around with crystals in their pocket. You might think, oh, that's kind of silly. No, I'm telling you, it's a lot more than you know. So you can put it on your bedside table. That's okay too. You don't even have to take it with you to work. Libra. Oh, of course, Libra, you got my favorite. Rose quartz. Rose quartz is the crystal of love. It is a very, very awesome. It's the crystal of unconditional love, because you're going to be having all of these conversations, and you're going to make sure that if you have that crystal, it'll help you to speak those through your heart and to feel the intuition from your heart. Because remember, I said, no matter what I say, make sure that you actually feel it in your heart. And so the rose quartz will be able to help you do that. So that is beautiful. The next thing that we're going to do is release those trapped emotions. So what I would like for you to do is go ahead and sit back. As I play this beautiful music, I want you to sit back and find a comfortable place, close your eyes, and we're going to do them separately because I can't do them at the same time. So I'm going to ask that Archangel Michael please step in. I'm going to ask that your angels and your spirit guides and your higher self all be with us today as we release these trapped emotions. So the first emotion that we're going to release is the feeling of being lost. And yeah, that can definitely come up for you as you are moving through this communication, and maybe somebody might say something and then it just makes you have this feeling that you had when you were 3 years old, where you just felt kind of lost about what to say and what to do, and lost in the world, right? Lost from God, lost from love. So what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in, and I want you to breathe out. Breathe in again and relax yourself. Breathe out. And this lost feeling is in your heart. Well, there you go, the rose quartz, right? We're going to be speaking through our heart, so we definitely don't want to trigger the lost feeling we had at 3 years old in our heart. So go ahead and breathe in, and we're going to breathe out that. We're going to think about our heart and think about the lost feeling, and then we're going to breathe it out. And if you can't think about the lost feeling at 3 years old, then think about what it feels like to be lost today, right? So here we go. Breathe in. And breathe out, feeling right through your heart. Breathe out. And we're going to ask God to please make that lost feeling into a light energy, so that nobody else has to feel that. Nobody else has to feel the feeling that Libra felt when they felt lost at 3 years old, okay? One more time, make sure it's all gone. And breathe out. Very, very good. And the next emotion that we're going to do is guilt at the age of 6 in your gallbladder. So when we breathe in this time, I want you to imagine that you're in your gallbladder, right? Ready? Breathe in. And I want you to scrape all of that guilt out of your gallbladder. Breathe out and take it with you. Hand it to God. God, can you please transmute that into light energy so nobody else has to ever feel the guilt that I felt when I was 6 years old. We're going to do it again, and this time I really want you to feel the feeling. And if you don't remember what happened at 6 years old, it could have been anything. But if you don't know what happened, then just go ahead and breathe in and think about something you feel guilty about today. And think about that guilty feeling and what that feels like to feel guilty. So maybe you felt like you did something to someone. Maybe you felt like somebody did something to you. Maybe you felt like you didn't give your all to a relationship of some sort. Breathe out. All right. And that was beautiful. Thank you so much, Libra, for being with me today during this reading and releasing those trapped emotions. Thank you for your liking, your subscribing. If you like this video or you're entertained in some way, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. This way you get notified as soon as I post something new. You guys have a great, great month. I'm so excited for you. Bye.